Close out 2023 with a 2-0 win over the Anaheim Ducks. You absolutely love to see it. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes postgame show. Shout out to OG's Brands. Yeah,
Literally,
big night for Arizona as a state.
Sports.
Arizona Sports. Shout out to OG's Brands, the official sponsor of Flavoring Fridays. Head on over to ogsbrands.com to see their full lineup, including their two newest gummies, the OG's Naturals and the Big OGs, and find out where you can purchase. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey, Craig, and Danielle. Coyotes get a shutout win. Connor Ingram, his 4th shutout of the season, and now tied for the league lead in shutouts with Tristan Jarry.
The whole league.
The National Hockey League. Coaches always say that. When you're in the National Hockey League. They never say NHL, by the way. Have you ever noticed that when you talk to them? They always
say the whole thing.
The whole thing.
That's funny.
When you're in the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
got it.
Coyote goalie.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you know what's interesting, right? Vejmelka's been on this run.
Yep.
Ingy had the run before him.
Yep.
And Andre just said today, before this game at the morning skate, the reason for putting him in, they really wanted to get him some action because they were worried about the break coming up. That would be too long a layoff. They wanted to get him some action. What does he do? He goes and throws a shutout at the Ducks.
And so we're anticipating Ingram coming out of the break or Vejmelka coming out of the break. I'm just saying,
pushing all the right buttons. Pushing all the right buttons.
That's all I wanted. They got 2 goalies going hot right now. It's great. It's a huge win going into this little mini break.
That sounds good. Coyotes are 19-14-2, have hit the 40-point mark. Just unreal. That was, I mean, not only was that just a solid win, it was a great road win, obviously, to shout out a team in their own building, hold on to a 2-0 lead. Connor Ingram was unreal in the final minute 15. Huge flurry by the Ducks there at the end. Like, my heart was pounding. Anything could have happened there. They pulled their goalie so early, but just what a big win for this team.
You know what? This was a good road game. I mean, I don't know if it have ever felt like that they were coming in waves with their offense, or if they were particularly fast on pucks. But they just kind of wore the Ducks down, and they are opportunistic against a very good goalie. I mean, John Gibson has been hot and cold and a roller coaster for his career, mostly because he's played for a really bad hockey team. But he was outstanding tonight. I thought that first 30 minutes, I think he made the difference in that game. Like, it was a 1-0 game. It easily could have been 4 for the Coyotes. I thought he was outstanding. The Coyotes just hung around, and then when they needed to be good defensively, they were, or they blocked shots. I think it's an all-around very, very good road win, and it's a game that we said coming in they needed to get points in. Because they're coming in, they've got a stretch now after this break where they're going to play some really good hockey teams. And they needed to get points against teams that are below you in the standings, and they did that.
Yeah.
So it'll be a fun plane ride home.
Yeah.
March 6, 2020 is the answer.
Wow.
Last time we were 5 games over.
Wow,
500.
that was a significant day in history,
That was the bubble
too.
season.
Yeah.
But that was like 3 days before the world shut down.
Right before everything stopped.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow,
and
very different
remember
time.
that road trip, right?
I do.
Winnipeg. Yeah.
Calgary, Winnipeg. I remember, we were watching curling in Winnipeg.
Oh, boy. All right.
Oh, well.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. Shots on goal. Coyotes outshot the Ducks. They outshot a team and won. Look at that. 32-28. 1 for 3 on the power play. Ducks were 0 for 3. Hits. A lot of big hitting game.
Yeah,
These two
really
teams,
physical
these
tonight.
two teams really do not get along.
don't.
We can talk more about that later. Ducks had 27 hits. Coyotes had 14. And then shot attempts. Coyotes had 70 and the Ducks had 54. So, yeah, I mean, this was just
it's a well-balanced
win.
offensive attack, and it's we talked about Clayton Keller getting the power play goal. It's good to see that first power play unit getting a goal on the power play. I think that's important. And I think that they need that going into this break. I wanted them to feel good. Schmaltz just misses on a great pass from Keller where it goes through the crease. I thought that line looked better tonight. I thought they played with a little more urgency on the offensive side of the puck. And again, you need that confidence to build. And I think now they get to, when we say 3 days off, they're not taking 3 days off. It's not like Christmas. They're still going to have practice. They're still going to have meetings, and they're still going to go to the rink. But it's a break from games, and it's right before they play this really daunting stretch at home. And I think it was important to have some confidence. And I thought that top line did that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the craziest part about this win tonight is that the Coyotes have matched last season's road win total.
Before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Their 7th road.
35 games in.
Yep. So this was their 7th road win of the season, which matched the entire total of last season in 23 fewer road games.
Do you know what their points pace is right now?
I don't.
93.
Whoa. That's a playoff.
That's
spot.
It's right on the edge.
Right on the edge of the playoffs.
Which is, I mean,
and
where
we
they've
said
been.
this year with the mediocre play in the West, it might be 92, 93, 94 might get you in. That's amazing.
Wow.
They're right
What
there.
we're talking
Look
about.
at Craig doing math this late at night.
I know.
Yeah, so
This late.
trust it at your own risk.
This is late.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
late.
man. PHNX Coyotes after dark.
And it was but what about all the excitement in this whole office? Like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, my
buzzing.
God.
So let's recap. The Suns won tonight.
Yes.
ASU hockey won tonight.
Yes.
Arizona basketball won tonight.
The Roadrunners won.
The Roadrunners won tonight. The Coyotes won tonight. And maybe the
biggest
most
game of all
exciting
of them.
all was the Arizona State men's basketball team coming back at Maples Pavilion, rallying to beat the Stanford Cardinal or the Stanford Tree, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, my God.
Every Arizona team won.
I don't know. That's amazing.
It was an insane night in the office. I gotta say.
There were a lot of people.
There was a lot going on.
A lot going on.
Including, Anthony Totri just not expecting a win.
Rebelling.
Even up to the very last second.
Him and Jacob just in shambles.
Right.
It was
in
exciting.
the final few minutes.
Rewriting their entire show script. Yeah. So,
Danielle is so happy.
Keel's got to work tomorrow.
Produce a
Got to work tomorrow.
Nothing.
Tomorrow's Saturday. Keel,
I mean,
that's
it's
I know.
never
I work
stopped us.
Saturdays. I know. I get it. Keel's too bad.
Charles said, in the words of Sean, "F the Stanford Tree." That's true. That is something.
He would say that.
That is something Sean would say.
It is.
Anyway, getting us back on track to this game.
Okay.
For the first time in a while, Petey had some keys to this game, so I think we should go over them and see how the Coyotes did.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game, and I thought protect the house because we saw how poorly they did defending the other day. I thought they defended well tonight, and I know they're playing a team that doesn't create a lot of offense, but you look at Adam Henrink, he's got 6 points in his last 5 games, and he's the guy that crashes the net hard. I thought they defended the net extremely well tonight, and when they didn't, Connor Ingram was fantastic tonight. Drive the net, I thought, and you can go back and watch the film, you got players like McBain were in the blue paint. I thought they got to the paint really well. Bugstead was a problem for Gibson. So I think they're 2 for 2, and offense from the defense, they did not hit. Because you go back to the game before against Colorado, it was the defense that drove the offense, and tonight they were actually held off the score sheet. So 2 out of 3, and that
That's
means
a win. Good enough for a win.
Good enough for a win.
By the way, I have to acknowledge that there's a lot of calling for the Mullet Magician in the chat, but this was a road game.
Yeah, road game.
He doesn't work on road games.
It doesn't work very much, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unfortunately,
kind of bougie.
Unfortunately, he won't be making an appearance tonight, but the good news is there's a massive homestand coming up. So hopefully
it
we'll
can't
get
be
to see
Mullet
him a few
Magic if
times.
they're not playing at the Mullet.
But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't like this video,
You should
because
still
the
like it.
likes really help us and bring us joy.
I hope
Yes.
the Mullet Magician has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, because this is a long homestand.
Can
and
you
this team
imagine if he
is
starts to
12
run
and
out of
5 at
stuff?
home?
It's
Anthony
gonna be
Totri's
bad.
going for a beer, by the way, because
Or a wink or a
doesn't
countdown.
know what to do with this win.
Let's
Doesn't know.
see. Let's see what he
What do you
chooses.
choose?
We're watching, and this is Four Peaks.
That's a good choice.
That's good.
That is a good choice for a win.
That is
I don't know if I could do that right now. I'm very tired.
I could have a
tired.
4 Peaks right now.
Yeah, I probably could too.
I
No, we're good.
No,
Are
you
there,
know what?
Are there peach in the fridge?
I'm amped on the Arizona State win alone, Totri, so I'm good.
I'm getting a. Yeah. I'm getting a special delivery
Look at this.
from Anthony Totri, who is
It's
in
one pack
shambles.
around here.
There we go.
won! We never win!
Woo! Cheers! I'm drinking this. Here we
Coyote
go.
Ducks 54. He went to the game. He
Oh
was
my
there
God!
live at the Honda Center.
Hello. That's awesome.
Wonder
There's
how
a
the
lot
crowd
of
was at the Honda Center.
Ducks, Coyotes fans.
I don't like the Honda Center.
No, I hate that building.
I do too.
But
Sorry,
you know
no
what I
offense.
hate more than that? You know what I hate more than
What?
the Honda Center? Those Ducks uniforms.
Yes.
They're horrible.
Horrible.
They're hideous.
Colors are fine.
Hideous.
Love the orange.
What is this thing? What's the colors underneath from the armpit to the waist? What is that?
I don't know.
Put a stripe on it like everybody else. Just put a stripe.
Yeah.
No, but I don't like the arena because they used to get just dominated in that building. There was hard times. Pronger, Solani, Niedermeyer. There's some really good teams. In there.
Yeah. I just honestly don't like the building.
Oh yeah.
Don't like the uniforms. And by the way, the Ducks are terrible.
Oh,
they're terrible.
Yeah,
they really are.
Bring back the mighty Ducks.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Bring them back.
The green, the
Sell
purple.
them back to the mouse.
The green and the purple. Those are good.
The logo.
The logo was
Fire.
unbelievable. Logo mascot, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do they still have? No, I suppose they're not. The wing. The what's his name? Wild Wing. The mascot.
Yeah. Mascot. I don't know.
That had the goalie mask.
Good question.
I have no idea.
I
Maybe
suppose
not,
the
because,
Duck owned that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ducks
mouse.
aren't great, Craig.
No, they're the Ottawa Senators of the West.
I don't even know if they're that good.
No, probably not.
No, I don't think the
they're
expectations
just-
were higher though because you got Zegers and Terry.
They were.
And Drysdale.
There's a lot of hype
Can
around
we
that team at
talk
the start
about
of the season.
Zegers for a second?
Oh.
Because where
Who?
has he been?
What are his
I didn't
numbers?
notice him on
Do we
the
know
ice.
his numbers?
I mean, at one point in the season, Connor Ingram had the same number of points as Trevor Zegers.
that's
I don't think that's still true, but
No, he got that goal the other day, and I don't think Ingram has.
I mean,
goal
he
yet.
did score a Michigan the other day.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
true.
Connor Ingram has scored
Not
a
yet.
Michigan.
Is that the only way he can score now?
He has 2 goals, 2 assists, and 4 points.
That's insane from a guy that was
Yeah,
the cover boy of the video game.
Remember at the All-Star game too, and the
Like, here's the
blindfold
guy.
and the oh boy, he's
Yeah,
got
is
4
he-
points.
At 4 points and -4 through 15 games, is he still the big deal in the NHL?
Nope.
The Rising Stars? I
Nope.
don't think he is. Huh.
Eek.
Interesting.
Eek, eek,
Yeah, this
eek.
team has got a lot of injury players. You got McTavish, you got Troy Terry. We talked about Zegers already. They've got a lot of individual skilled players. They just haven't figured out a way to combine a team there yet. I don't think they have a team vibe. And I think if not for Gibson, they'd be even worse.
So the Ducks aren't flying together?
They are not. The Flying V, that is not working there.
That's too bad.
Unlike the Coyotes, who just
They play as a
continue to
pack.
find different ways to win. And they play as one pack. They do. They find a way to win. I don't think this was their best
Two
game.
sips of beer. And
I
there
know.
she goes.
This is it. And good night, everybody. It's a big win. I don't.
It was.
It is. It's important to get games like this, and then they won. They did everything they needed to do to win.
It's such a long break, right? You have that bitter taste sitting there for how many days if you
Yeah.
lose this game. Man, now they're
They don't play it on
now
Tuesday.
they've won a couple games in a row. They just rallied to beat the Avalanche in that crazy game. They
Yep.
win this game on the road and feeling good.
And the other thing it did is it kept them in a playoff spot.
Yes, it did.
So we're gonna
In the
say
first wild card spot.
yeah. So I don't know what the game schedule is for Saturday, Sunday, Monday for everybody else. But the Coyotes have done everything they can do to stay in a playoff spot come the new year. It's going to be tight.
Yeah. We'll talk more about the playoff picture in a minute, but we talked about Connor Ingram and how good he was, and he deserves his flowers, but he's actually not our dog tonight.
What?
I know.
Huh?
We wanted to give him his flowers, but only because there was a play in tonight's game that was so good, it couldn't be overlooked. So our dog tonight is Matias Maccelli.
To finish the fettuccine.
He's got that desert dog in him for his amazing dish, his amazing fettuccine
That's an amazing dish. That's an amazing dish. It's a play on words, as
Yeah.
it were.
I mean, he was basically the mullet magician tonight.
He was.
well,
we still think he might.
We still think he might be him.
We
You
have
put
not.
the puck on a stick and you pass it through 5 sticks.
It's
magic.
magic. That's amazing. That his ability to make plays like that it does continue to amaze. Like it really does. Like
Yeah.
that's a difficult pass to make once in a season. He does it every game.
Yeah.
The no look
It's
pass through sticks.
unbelievable.
The defender's right on him. The
I know.
stick is on him, but he gets the original pass goes underneath the stick of the defender, right near him, and past the outreach stick of another defender, and right on the tape. It is absolutely amazing what he does.
We're getting used to seeing it where it's just like, yeah, it was a good pass.
Do you think do you think?
Meanwhile, it's on every highlight reel.
But do you think he's getting known in any international love yet
Well, NHL tweeted the video,
of the pass?
which I appreciated because I don't know if you know this, but he finished 4th in Calder voting.
You're kidding
Oh,
me.
Stuart Skinner did.
Who's ahead of him?
Did Stuart Skinner play tonight?
Oy.
I don't know if he's starting there anymore.
You know
is
what's
he?
funny too, like about the passing thing? Like you interview guys and you try and get like some great story of how they developed that passing ability. And I asked Matias about it. Was there a special drill? Did you work on this? No, not really. No, it's just kind of something that, developed over time.
Well,
I guess I've had it.
Didn't he say, like, in practice, it was just easier to practice passing because sometimes they didn't always have nets to shoot at?
Yeah, he did say that, but like in terms of being this elite pass, like you've heard the stories of Wayne Gretzky where Wally would get out there and he'd create zones. You have to drop the puck in this zone. Nothing like that with Maccelli. No, not really. Okay.
Oh my God.
There's no secret to the magic. It just, I guess he just has it. I guess it's just innate.
He has a little bit of the magician in him.
Yeah, he does.
Telling you.
I still want to know about his Italian
It might be him. Brandon said, is Maccelli related to the mullet magician? Or Brandon, is he the mullet magician? We may never know. We may never know. Yeah. Man. But at this point, it's pretty much a sure thing that Matias Maccelli is going to have a phenomenal pass in a game. And you could actually bet on a player to have points in a game over at BetMGM. If you made a parlay that depended on all of the Arizona teams winning, you would have cashed out big. And the irony is, 15 minutes ago, Totri was sitting there saying, oh, if you had a parlay and the last thing you needed was an ASU win, you're like shit out of luck.
Oops. Yep.
Well, that's not what happened. So I hope someone had this parlay and I hope they won a lot of money tonight. But if not, there's plenty of other ways to win money on BetMGM. You got NHL this weekend, NBA, NFL.
Bowl games are coming up.
Bowl games. You got the
parlay on Alonso
Fiesta
Gaffney
Bowl.
scored 7 straight points. Totri was killing him. Just killing him.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you got the Fiesta Bowl this weekend. You have the Rose Bowl on Monday. This is prime betting season.
Prime time.
So make sure, if you haven't already, sign up for BetMGM. Use the bonus code PHNX when you do. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application of at least $10. And if that bet loses, your bonus bets up to $1,500 back, by the way, will be available once your initial wager is settled. Check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
I mentioned that there's a ton of home games coming up. Lots of opportunities to catch the Coyotes in person. So make sure you grab your tickets on Game Time. Somebody in our Discord today was asking, what's the best way to get tickets to a Coyotes game? Is it Game Time? And I said, absolutely. Wait till the day of the game. You can buy parking on there as well. You can see what the view from your seat would be. And especially if you've never downloaded or used Game Time before, if you download it now, create an account and use code PHNX, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. So in that case, why not do it? Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Something to think about with those Coyotes tickets. Football season is
Totri is screaming.
Football season is coming to an end. Bowl games are almost over. The NFL season's almost over, and it's definitely almost over for the Cardinals, right?
He's screaming. That is so funny. Like, he is on the other side of our studio.
In spite of the Maples miracle tonight, ASU is not going to the tournament. So
what?
The Suns are a 500 basketball team. Little shade there. The Coyotes are not. So what might be the hottest ticket in town after the new year? Might be the Coyotes at Mullet Arena. So,
well, I do have to say, like, besides that, going to a game at Mullet is so fun as a fan.
Yeah.
Like, it is so fun. There is so much screaming happening. There is so much yelling. If you were listening to that show on headphones, like, there needs to be a warning.
I don't know. Like, I like sports.
Have you ever yelled?
I do like
that?
sports. My life has revolved around sports since I could walk.
I think people can hear.
I don't know if I've ever been that excited about anything. And it's literally a nothing game, right? Like, this meant nothing.
2 500 teams.
Yeah, so HK? At best, HK?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been there. I don't know what the Coyotes would have to do to hear me be like that on this show. I don't even think a Stanley Cup would make
well,
me
also, like, the closest we got was you ranting about defensive zone coverage.
Yeah, like, if they do something shitty, I'll be pissed. Okay. And I'll get excited and animated, but I don't know if I'd yell.
Petey, it's been a very long season over there for Totri. So,
yeah, that's true.
We'll
there's been a few things happening around.
And
ASU.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this team that they have a win and they're still in a playoff spot. But A lot of hockey left, man.
A lot of hockey left. 47 games to be exact.
But
So
they might hit another benchmark. Will they still be in a playoff spot on January 1st? I don't know.
That's
Yes.
yet to be determined.
yes, they will.
You're saying yes?
You heard it here. They will be.
Nashville has 2 more. St. Louis has 1 more. Maybe.
So Nashville lost 5-4 to Detroit in overtime, so got 1 point. St. Louis, oh my God, shout out Colorado. This is what we said when the Coyotes beat them. We thought they're going to be angry. They need to channel that against St. Louis. In the final 2 minutes, they score to make it 2-1 in regulation. So St. Louis loses, which really helps the wild card picture.
Yeah,
Coyotes
Blues are 3 points back now.
Yeah, Coyotes hold on to that first wild
Well, they'll
card
stay ahead of
spot.
St. Louis because St. Louis only has 1 game between now and the first. So, and there are three points up. Nashville has 2 games. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Worst
they
case,
will. So they will be,
in
in
a playoff
spot. Whether it's the first or second
Minnesota Wild
card is yet to be determined. But just crazy that that's the situation.
It is, and the next benchmark to look for is the All-Star break, and to see if they can. And that's where these home games become so important because the All-Star break is literally a month away.
What a wild card race this is turning into, by the way. The Coyotes, Nashville, St. Louis, Seattle won its 4th straight tonight. Minnesota, of course, is playing really well, and Edmonton's heating up again.
Man, how much does Edmonton have to heat up, though, Craig? Like, really?
They do have games in hand. I mean, they've got 3 or 4 games in hand on teams, so they win. I mean, they're right there. Like, if they win 2 of those games, they're right there.
I guess they still got it. Oh yeah, they got 4 on the Kraken. Yeah. When was I ranting about postal workers?
Yeah, blatantly said you were screaming during a rant about postal workers.
Did I? I mean, I'm not surprised.
I mean,
was this Bemidji related?
If you're gonna scream about something, it's not gonna be hockey. It's gonna be like
for sure.
It's gonna be like a get off my lawn sort of rant.
For sure.
Yeah, like a.
Yep.
Like a.
I don't recall about.
Please be a little bit more specific.
But I'm not arguing. By the way, speaking of postal workers, what time is it? It's 11:22. Yeah, it's late. My hometown of Bemidji, Minnesota, was in national news twice.
It was twice
in 48 hours.
Yep,
twice in national news. Once was about the postal workers because they don't have Amazon delivery people like we do here. So the post office people deliver the Amazon packages, and they were told to prioritize Amazon packages over Christmas so people didn't get their mail over Christmas. And it is causing chaos.
That's a big deal in Bemidji.
Chaos in Bemidji.
Don't get your mail.
Your mail. Chaos in Bemidji. And the second one, people were ice fishing. The ice broke away and 100 people trapped on a floating piece of ice.
I want a photo of this so badly.
100 people trapped on a floating piece of ice. Because of climate change, and it's usually thick by then. But no, ice broke off, and 100 people that were fishing floating on a lake.
See, this is we get you going on ice fishing, and your voice raises some
fired
octaves.
up. And luckily they were pulling fishermen out of the frozen water.
Oh my God!
Near my hometown.
Were they okay?
Everyone was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So there you go. National news.
He said he took the bait, chat.
It's
God.
late. What do you want?
And then Caleb goes second story about how lame it is.
Oh, Caleb.
Shots fired.
So that was the third story about how lame my hometown. No, but I guess we can talk about hockey.
Yeah,
again.
let's come back to the game.
Sorry.
Let's talk about Clayton Keller, who scored a beautiful one-timer on the power play, his 13th of the season. Now has points in 6 straight. Craig, when we were watching this, you mentioned that he was behind he's behind the pace of hitting the record, but he's actually matching his pace of where he was at this point last season.
So he could be going on another heater, is what you're telling me. Okay.
Yeah, and at this point, like, I mean, points on 6 straight. Now he has 13. He's only 3 behind the team leading goals.
That's what you want to see from great players, right? Heat up as the season gets more difficult. We always hear that from coaches. You go in phases. It gets more difficult after Christmas. It gets more difficult after the All-Star break. It gets more difficult after the trade deadline. You want your best players to take it up a notch in those situations. That's what he did last season. Maybe he's doing it again.
Yep.
And I think he's a guy that wants to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he desperately wants to. Like, his compete level has gone up as the years have passed here in Arizona. And you see his ability to chase people through the neutral zone or defend well. It's because he wants the puck back, because he wants to compete. So he likes his teammates. This isn't like he's fighting with his teammates. He wants to be the leading scorer. I want to be the guy.
Yep.
So he looks and goes, he has something he has to prove. And I think that's why he's got this internal engine that he wants to compete and be the guy. And so I think it's important that he gets on a heater right now. So, yeah, this team, I won't say will only go as far as Keller goes, but they need him. They need to have that primary scoring from Keller and Schmaltz on that top line, because if you're going to be a playoff team and be successful, you need the top guys to be your top guys. So it's huge that he gets on the board today. And I thought that we were talking about the other day how, he wasn't the guy, and he didn't have one of his better games. So good for him tonight to get back on the scoreboard. It's a patented Keller goal.
You know who else scored tonight?
Lawson Crouse. I just need to correct myself because I said he had points.
He doesn't have points in 6 straight.
No, but I think he has 6 points in his last 6.
Yeah, because he went scoreless against both Colorado games.
That's what it was. I'm sorry, I misspoke, so I need to correct myself. But yes, the other goal tonight, Lawson Crouse. Of course, we talked about the Matias Maccelli assist already. His ridiculous, but Crouse was ready for the shot, one-timed it, and now that's his 16th of the season. He already passed Carconi for the team leading goals last game, but somebody in the chat just asked, can Crouse hit 30 this season? And I mean, he's on pace.
He is tied for 19th in the NHL in goals.
That's unbelievable.
Be a top 20 goal scorer. Lawson Crouse. No one saw that. Again, I know I mention this all the time. Took so much shade when he signed that contract extension. Oh, that's an overpay. No, it's not. No, it's not, with all that this guy brings to the table.
He does I don't want to say everything well, but he does do the little parts of the game that you don't always notice. He defends well. He kills penalties. He's on the power play. He gets to the net hard. I do think it's interesting, though, is his goal output has really improved with playing with Matias Maccelli, and that they've become they have some synergy. Like Matias Maccelli can find him. Like they play really, really well together.
He does, and yes. All of that. That whole line has chemistry. The interesting thing when I went and looked at his goals is that it's not like Matias Maccelli has the primary on all of Krause's goals, or even in majority. That's not the case. Yeah. He's just finishing this year. He's on pace for 38 goals.
It's fantastic for him.
Yeah.
That's insane. Awesome.
Yeah,
I hope he does
funny,
it.
Though, because when you look at a guy, he's a first-round draft pick from Florida back when he was picked, and he was, thought he was going to be an offensive guy and be the high-skill guy, and it just kind of never really clicked there. I think this is what the expectations were for a Lawson Crouse, a big man that could put up those kind of numbers.
Skate too.
Can you imagine him putting up 30 goals in the National Hockey League? Did I say big man? I do take that out. No, he's not the big man. For a big
he
man,
is
not
big man.
the big man. He is a big man. But for a big guy like that to be able to produce, if you can get a guy over 6'2" to get 30 goals.
So responsible defensively. We know his impact on the room.
And in the room.
Yeah. We know that Andre has called this the most consistent line all season. What more can you say about what they're doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. And we talk about how important, and we're going to talk playoffs again. That line has to be the line that toes. I talked about Keller being the offensive side of it. That other line with Bukestad, Maccelli, and Crouse has to be the everything line. Yep. You have to have a coach. The coach needs to have a safety valve when things are falling apart, or hey, get Bukestad out there, get that line out there and settle things down. And I think it's great to look down at the bench and have those 3 guys together that can literally do anything. They can defend, they can score, just get them out there, settle things down. And I think that it's a testament to the way Bear coaches, but that line being together and having the chemistry that they've built over the last 2 years has really helped Lawson Crouse become the goal scorer he is now.
Absolutely. One other thing I want to mention about this game, and this is something that I think we expected coming in, and we definitely saw it. These 2 teams have beef, and it started 2 seasons ago with Trevor Zegras and Jay Beagle of all people, and this has carried. This is carried over, and every time these 2 teams face off, there's spiciness is my favorite word to use. Jack McBain was getting into it. Liam O'Brien. I mean, the usual suspects, but this one was chippy. It was chippy at times. Jack McBain got clocked.
Sucker punch.
Yeah. It really was from Carrick. Yeah. Through the referee holding him. I think that's good for the Coyotes to play in games like this. I think it's important that they have that little bit of spiciness and rivalry. I think that makes this game more important, I guess. Like you don't want to play a team that's lower in the standings and have a nothing game. It's hard to be in it. It's hard to give your best effort. But when you get a little bit of chip on your shoulder and you get a little bit of that anger going, I think that makes it easier to compete. And these two teams, I just wish they were back in the Pacific, playing each other 8 times.
Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah, we were not going to have that discussion again tonight. But that would help this rivalry because it feels like they're on the verge of having a rivalry.
Yeah.
And they just won't. They were not going to play in the playoffs against each other.
But they'd be great rivals.
They would be.
Because they're both young teams.
Yes.
I mean, the Coyotes are a little bit ahead, but like up and coming around the same time.
For sure, it'd be great. But they're not.
Coyotes weren't supposed to be ahead.
Yes.
True, but they are. By the way, Tara's in the chat and just said, yay. Tara,
thanks for your contributions.
The charcuterie board was...
Oh my God, Bougie Craig. I brought charcuterie.
With a cloth
You
napkin.
had joined the chat. I will take it right now. So if you're going to be in the chat, you have to defend the charcuterie board.
Tara,
that I brought
what kind of wine do we pair with my charcuterie board? I can't wait. What?
So
I've got peanut butter sandwich and a club soda from Safeway. Like, what?
I brought a charcuterie board for dinner tonight. And there'll be more on charcuterie tomorrow in my mailbag, which we'll actually publish in 30 minutes.
Oh, God.
Really?
Yes.
We'll still be on the air for sure.
But the charcuterie board included a cloth napkin, of course, which you've come to expect from me. Assorted nuts with dried apricots mixed. There was fresh fruit. There were assorted meats and cheeses and special crackers and olives. Kalamata
You know
olives.
what? It's not even the bougiest thing Craig's done because Craig one time brought a griddle to work and made us grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
Wait, not just grilled cheese
No,
sandwiches.
they were.
I mean...
Come on.
3 kinds of cheese
The
and
best
none of
grilled
them
cheese
also-
sandwich you've ever had.
Also, the day that we did the show at the Ice Den with Andre Tournier and his maple syrup, Craig brought a crock pot with fresh made Belgian waffles. So that's just Craig.
See?
Oh, and Tara said our kids got charcuterie for school. Oh my goodness. This one is
So
this
June
is
and Ward have
big
nothing
after
on you.
big after dark energy
Do
here.
you know what June and Ward are?
No.
Maybe sometime we'll invite you over.
Am I just that old? I'm fearing getting old in this whole New Year's
That's a
Eve
pretty
thing.
old
And I get
reference,
another
buddy.
old. But
I
June and
got
Ward,
you,
do you
but,
not know June and Ward?
They should be
Do you know
iconic
that?
still,
No.
but I guess they're
Being
not.
pretty hard on the Beaver.
Yep. Leave it to Beaver. You don't know what that
No.
is? Nope. Still no. No. Okay.
Danielle's 4 years older than me, so
CWP.
I just look.
How about? Do you know
But
June
every
and
time
Ward?
you don't understand, it makes me feel better.
I know what Leave It to Beaver
Monty.
is, but I don't know anything else.
Okay.
Tara said
Until
until they got mocked
at
too
school.
much.
Well, let's
Oh.
be clear. It wasn't me packing them the charcuterie board. So
Well, you're not allowed in the kitchen.
obviously, yeah, that's true too.
Obedience.
Obedience.
See, they know your phrase.
Oh boy.
Attentiveness and obedience.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Back on track.
Okay.
Right.
Let's take a look at the Coyotes' upcoming schedule. And the best part about it, I think, is the 3 days off ahead.
Word.
But then Florida, they are
Third
on
shift.
fire.
OEL
coming
returns.
to Mullet on Tuesday. The Islanders, they've been struggling a little bit. That had that crazy 7-0 loss to Pittsburgh the other day, and then Winnipeg on Sunday. But the Coyotes have a huge homestand. We've seen what Mullet Magic can do. Just have some tough opponents coming in the building. But, I mean, they've beaten tough opponents.
They're 12-5 at home. They're
before.
12-5.
So, absolutely insane.
Yeah, and it's funny because they started off the beginning of the season where they didn't have that proverbial mullet magic early. They didn't look good. They lost a few games that I thought that they should have held on to get wins in, and
The
all
LA
of a
game.
sudden, it's turned around. And their ability to come from behind, and I'm curious to see. Well, they've got some good teams coming in. This Florida Panther team can scoot, and I don't know
love
if
when you
this.
say so.
I'm worried about.
What do you think of when you hear Scoot?
I know
Feral people.
the feral
exactly what I
people of
think
the Appalachia.
Yeah.
So I worry about them playing a team like Florida that plays with speed and pace. And Arizona's been known to give up odd man rushes, and their defense coming in off the blue line. Florida, they got to watch it, or Florida's gonna run away. Like
Well,
not with
you
the
don't run
score.
away from the Coyotes because they come back.
That's true.
Just like they did against Colorado.
That's true. Let's hope
I mean,
so.
They were
So
down 4-0.
This
if you
is
recall.
this is an opportunity for them to show can they compete with the top teams in the National Hockey League for an extended period. Is this a real playoff team? Is it a joke or is it a playoff team? We're going to find out, I think, in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it will be a huge test for them. All right. Well, I'm really enjoying my peach. It's my first time drinking a Four Peaks peach ale just in a while because I've been on the WoW train lately. But just like the nostalgia of this drink is so good. It's so refreshing after a day of sports. At 11:34 on a Friday, why not enjoy a Four Peaks? And be sure, if you're going to a New Year's party or you're hosting people or you're just chilling at home, grab a 6-pack or a 12-pack of your favorite Four Peaks beer. You can buy Four Peaks wherever you buy beer. They have it. It's phenomenal. Plus, it's on tap pretty much everywhere as well. But the mecca, of course, is the 8th Street Pub. So I highly recommend checking it out. Visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. Check out at 4 Peaks Brew or at 4 Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 or older to drink 4 Peaks, and please drink responsibly. Listen, if you missed out on holiday gifts, it's okay. If you buy the person that you forgot Shady Rays, they will forgive you because they're just that good. Or treat yourself. Maybe you're looking at your sunglasses that you've had for 7 years and they're out of style and you want to treat yourself for the new year. Grab yourself some Shady Rays. They have phenomenal styles, so many different colors. If there's one style you love, you can just get it in every color and then mix and match. We all have Shady Rays. We love them. So durable. They really stand by their product as well. So you get your pair and you look at it and you say, these aren't for me. I want to try something else. They'll take them back. That's what's so great about them.
Do you like JD? Where are your Shady Rays?
Yeah, JD Rays.
Yeah.
Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. What were you giggling at?
No, I'm just watching the chat. They're having fun. I don't know if they're paying attention to us, but they're having fun.
I mean, it's after dark. That's how it is.
Late.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's check in around Arizona and then Arizona adjacent. We already mentioned it off the top. ASU beat Clarkson 5-2 at the Adirondack Winter Invitational, which is exciting for them. We were joking with Totri earlier that he should be doing post-game shows for hockey instead of basketball.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, I mean, it is a hockey school. It's pretty clear now.
You'd get to talk about wins more often.
So they're going to the final of this tournament where they're going to play Cornell, which upset UMass in the first game in a shootout. Actually, they had to go to a shootout to do it. But this is a big win for ASU. I talked about it in the story that I wrote. They got to make some hay in these games away from Mullet Arena. They need to beat some quality opponents to climb a little bit higher in the pairwise where they currently sit 16. So a chance to do it against Cornell, which oddly enough is coming to Mullet in 2 more weeks. So they're going to play Cornell 3 times in like a 2-week period. But again, an opportunity to make some hay against a really good team that's going to help you climb in the pairwise. Good for ASU. They were down 2-0 in this game, and they ended up winning 5-2. So a really good win for them.
Big week for comebacks.
Yeah.
For Arizona teams. Many of them. Like it happened with ASU tonight. Happened in the Arizona Bowl game last night. Happened with the Coyotes earlier this week.
In that bowl game.
Well, they were down at one point.
They did against Oklahoma's B team. It was weird. We don't want to talk about this. But that bowl games are weird.
That's another story.
Anyway,
bowl games are weird.
So that was ASU. Tucson Roadrunners won 3-1 against Coachella Valley.
Yeah.
Dylan Gunther scores a goal. His 9th of the season. Milos Kellerman had a goal.
Ooh, another goal for Milos.
There you go. And Josh Doan had an assist on John Leonard's goal. So
Roadrunners are having a season.
They are.
They really are.
They are having a season.
This is, again, part of the thing you want to see from your developmental players is to have success.
Yep.
And play important games and play meaningful games down the stretch and potentially play in playoff games. So good on them. Good for Doan. Good for Gunther.
By the way, Roaring Fork says Castagna coming to Mullet because he plays for Cornell. So opportunity to see a Coyotes prospect.
Oh, cool.
At Mullet Arena, which is really cool. But
you talked to him at the thing.
I did, yeah. He's very nice. Like really nice. Yeah. He's very like Canadian guy. Nice. Anywho, speaking of prospects, World Juniors, Michael Rabel had a pretty good showing against
against the Americans.
Team USA today.
Is that too much?
Yeah,
Czechia ended up losing 4-3 in a shootout. It went to 7 rounds.
Wow.
And honestly, it just came down to Rabel allowed 2 and the US goalie allowed 1, and that was it. But Rabel looked good in this game.
He did. A little concerning for Team USA that they needed that sort of effort to beat. Maybe it's just an off game. You know, they're going to play Slovakia next and try and win the pool. But
Yeah, you get concerned, but Canada lost today. So
yeah, I mean, Canada getting shut out.
Yeah,
that's more nerve-wracking too. I mean, Sweden is really good.
It's the preliminaries just get in. And
that's
the Americans. I worry that haven't had to have that game yet.
They will against Slovakia. That's going to be a tough game. Slovakia is actually really good.
I am concerned because of all the hype, and it's been almost too easy. And I know today they go to they need to be better. They need to be better. And I want to root for the Americans in the tournament round. So we'll see.
So that's your daily update on the Coyotes prospects.
Can I just mention that the Roadrunners have the 5th best winning percentage in the AHL?
Wow, you can.
It's really impressive.
It
anyway, go ahead.
I was trying to look up if there's Calder Trophy odds for the American Hockey League on BetMGM.
That would be cool, actually, if that were the case.
I'm trying to find it, but that is hard to do while I'm
hard
doing
to do.
other
It's
things.
almost midnight.
It is almost midnight.
That's okay.
It is almost midnight.
Do you think that, because I saw blatantly asinine say Canada lost, yay. Is that like, I always felt that the Americans rooted against the Canadians in the World Junior and the Canadians rooted against the Americans. Is that fair to say, Leah?
I would
say so. Did you feel that hate?
It's a rivalry.
Yeah.
No, but you rooted
I wouldn't
against
say
the
hate.
Canadians.
It was
you rooted against. I rooted against Canadians. Like losing to Sweden.
So I think I'm in a unique position because I'm a dual citizen.
Yeah,
so I never rooted against the Americans, but I actively rooted for the Canadians.
Right.
Root for the Canadians, and if they're head to head, I'm rooting for the Canadians.
Yeah.
But I was never rooting against USA because I'm a dual citizen.
I root against Canada.
That's fine.
I'm gonna come out and say it.
Yeah.
And I think it's
I'm
my
not
dad's
shocked.
Canadian, so I think
My
that
mom's American.
I got all kinds of Canadian relatives and cousins and aunts and all that. But I think, when you work in this sport, it is so heavily dominated by Canadians that I was always in a position where it was all the Canadians and me, and when you just kind of felt this,
I get
anger.
I get that.
Yeah, it's USA. So when this tournament would happen, I would put on the red, white, and blue, and I would rub it in. So just throwing it out there. Sorry, I know we're not talking about hockey.
Are you going to watch those games on the 31st? The final games of the pool play. USA plays Slovakia and Sweden plays Finland. Those are two games I'm interested in because those are two.
Caleb, why is Caleb up so late?
It's Friday night.
Because of us.
Then you have papers to grade or something.
It's Friday night. It's winter break.
Okay. He's giving me a hard time, and I just don't like it.
Oh boy, he got to you. All right, well, let's wrap things up by taking a look at the punch card presented by Arizona Lottery. Don't forget to get out and buy your holiday scratchers. Let's take a look. This line is looking
This line's fire.
Amazing. Now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins
Six
and
wins.
2 They're 6-2 on this line.
That's unreal.
That's their best. Even if they lose the next game, that's their best line of the season.
Can you imagine if they go 7-2 on this line? And we were talking about to get into the playoffs. I think in a 6-3 is ideal. 5. If you go 5-4 and throw in sprinkle in a couple of 6-3s, you're in.
Unreal.
It is unreal.
I just can't believe we're here.
Yeah, me either. Actually, I'm still waiting for somebody to stick the pin in it, and
I know.
Well, that's because you've been covering this team.
But I also, evaluating this team, I see such issues with the roster, and yet they're giving a big middle finger to all that stuff.
The teams below them are teams that can be frightening. It's funny, Seattle was the darling and the Cinderella team from last season, and they're nowhere near the playoffs right now. And Edmonton, who some had predicted to win the West, they're still floundering, and Minnesota's finally got on track after their coaching change. But those are 3 teams that you go the second half, if any or all of them catch fire, it's going to be really hard for the Coyotes.
Yep. They're going to have to keep playing like this.
Yeah, they got to play like this all the way out.
It's funny. We talk about low 90s being the playoff cutoff, but if all these teams heat up and there's competition, it could end up just being that, 95 again.
And Brandon brings up a good point. You can't measure heart. And it's funny because this team, when they're at their best, it's when it's a group of 20, if that makes sense. Like you've seen some teams in the playoffs are dominated by their top line or their skilled scorers, and it's some of the best teams in the league like that. This team just does it together as a team. And we've had the What Chaos guys on a national level several times. They don't know any of the guys on this roster. Like it's just.
Well, in fairness, they don't even know who Paul Revere is. So
that's fair. But this team, it does it as a team, and I don't know. I think it's better that they're under the radar, and it is Arizona versus everybody. We had the shirts the other day. That's what it feels like. It's Arizona versus everybody, And when you get that drive that you're the underdog fighting for something, you're dangerous.
Yeah.
That's Torey Lavello.
Well, so Nicholas said you can't ever underestimate the power of friendship. This team has that, and that was also the thing with the D-backs. And then Charles said connected pack is a dangerous pack. So
exactly. It has a very Diamondback-esque feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but boy.
I think it does.
I love thinking that way. I love that idea because...
You ready? Buckle up. Oh, boy. Also, Margaret had pointed out that we had a diagonal connect 4 on the punch card.
Nice.
So maybe we would have won something if that was a actual scratcher. But Petey and I are going to attempt right now
to win me some money.
All of us.
Since you didn't give me any of the last money.
Any of your 25 cents.
It's time to get rid of the holiday cash. This is the holiday cash.
So these are
50-cent cut.
These are our last 2 holiday scratchers of the year. But they are still available in stores wherever you buy your scratchers. Fry's, Circle K, Walmart. They have them there. Like I said, every single person got these in their stocking. They're such a great gift. You brought them to your neighbors. Again, if you're going to a New Year's party, bring some scratchers. Like, what if someone won money big at midnight? That would be a great
fun. It gets everybody fired up.
Yeah. How'd you do?
Not so good.
That's okay.
That's okay.
There's always next year, Petey.
There's always next year with the holiday scratchers, and I did do it for my neighbors. And if I did have a,
did you win, Leah?
No luck.
No.
It's because
but if I did have a New Year's Eve party, I would bring scratchers. And it was funny because Leah was talking about her New Year's Eve party that now has turned into a party of 8. If Leah did have a New Year's Eve party similar to what she was talking about before, these big extravagant
with sparkly
dress
dresses.
up things, right? Would you?
Would I wear a sparkly dress?
No,
I might.
No. I've not with your legs. But would you go?
Would I go to Leah's?
Would you expect to be invited?
No, I don't, because they would expect, just like you, they would expect us to leave.
I'm sorry, I would not invite. There's no way in hell I would invite either of you to that
because we leave after 2 hours anyway.
But again, I'm glad she doesn't invite me. I told Danielle the first day that she started producing our show, I said, don't invite me to anything. Because it'll take the pressure off me having to say no.
I don't know how we went from scratching holiday scratchers to that. But go out.
So I'm not.
Hey, let's finish the.
So
I'm
not mad that she didn't invite me. Because I'm
so
glad
why did you put me on the spot like that?
I just asked if you. I just felt like it.
I don't know. I think I'd be. I think I'd be deeply offended by not being invited and missing out on the opportunity to turn her down.
I'd rather not be invited. Just don't invite me to things.
I'm sorry, but none of you would be invited.
I know.
Exactly.
That's a good choice.
But I'm not hurt by that.
I would probably invite Danielle, actually.
Okay.
But
I'm not hurt.
You guys.
Read the end of the ad. I'm sorry.
All right. Go out and buy your holiday scratchers today. Find a retailer like our friends at Circle K near you at ArizonaLottery.com. You must be 21 or older to play. And speaking of Danielle, it's time for her favorite of our partners. It's some burros. We learned earlier that Danielle has once finished an entire tub of salsa from some burros.
Oh, not just once, maybe like this week.
Oh my god!
This is a very regular occurrence.
I heard Danielle chug the entire bottle.
I mean, nothing would shock me.
Not even on the rocks. And I also heard about mini chimneys. Can you tell me more about the mini chimneys? Because I'm very interested.
Some burros. We got to get that.
Some burros is simultaneously my favorite sponsor here at PHNX and my least favorite because anytime we talk about them, it's literally all I can think about the rest of the day. The mini chimneys are just little burritos, just little tiny, and they're deep fried and they are phenomenal. They are so good. Like at anytime my family has a get together,
charcuterie board.
we just get a some burros platter.
Some burros.
That's a some burros platter with all of them.
Right now.
And mini just because I like the mini. I like food that's easy to eat.
Yeah.
And mini sounds.
The taquitos are
snack
so good
food.
too.
And you drown them in the hot sauce, the award-winning hot sauce,
famous hot sauce.
Yeah. Right now.
Oh, if it wasn't midnight, I would be going there for dinner.
Follow it with a salsa chaser, which is what Danielle does.
I mean,
you say that jokingly, but
where's Norterra?
I'm not sure.
Where's Norterra? Anyone?
CJ, I'm not sure, but I'm so glad you have a Sombreros. Let Sombreros cater all your holiday fiestas, big or small. Order online or find one near you by visiting sombreros.com. Seasons eatings with some burros. You guys, the chat is killing me today. somebody called you, Nicholas called you the olds, trademark.
It's not wrong.
Oh my
Not
God.
wrong.
And then blatantly asinine said PD side counter on life support.
Yeah.
Really
Again,
funny.
not wrong.
Really funny. Anyway, a lot of the New Year's talk, and we will have even more for you because we have a Saturday 2 p.m. show coming your way tomorrow. So be sure to set a reminder on your calendar or hit the notification bell on our YouTube channel so you never miss when we go live, because we will have a special New Year's episode where we look back at 2023 as a whole. Thank you to all of the diehards who participated in that poll. Awesome to see everybody's participation. Some of the results went differently than we even thought. People had great submissions. So really cool to see the diehard participation in that. And there's going to be so many more opportunities for diehards to participate or be part of exclusive content coming your way in 2024. So it's never been a better time to become a diehard, especially if you want to start your membership on January 1st. It's a day that's very easy to remember because you can renew it on the 1st every year and get your free shirt or hat every time, and then get access to all the wonderful perks of becoming a diehard, such as 20% off in the locker, where you can get all our great gear, and also access
Prospect
to
report.
Access to the mailbag that drops tomorrow or drops in 10 minutes.
Blog,
10 minutes.
the
So
blog. There's a lot going on.
there's a lot. The dry thing, as he
The
likes.
dry
thing.
thing. The dry thing. I don't know. The dry index.
Oh my
The dry.
goodness.
Norterra is North Phoenix.
Oh.
I-17 Happy Valley.
Cool.
Very nice area up there.
There you have it.
They have everything up there. And now they have a Sombreros.
Excellent. You love to hear it.
I do.
Anywho, tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a really, really great show. And then you can hear these guys' opinions on New Year's
we
Eve,
have 'em.
and it might be exactly what you think,
Yep, it
but
is exactly
it's
what you
fun.
think.
It's a fun one. So tune in, and then we will be off actually on New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day as well, before returning Tuesday for a post-game show, and we'll be live the rest of the week. But before we wrap up, do you guys have any final notes or thoughts on this one? Or
I'm just glad they're coming home, and maybe the Magician makes an appearance, but I think circle a couple of these games on your calendar, and the one I think in this homestand, the most important game is the Winnipeg Jet game. I think that game is extremely important.
I'm also looking forward to seeing Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who's sort of resuscitated his career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He'll be in town on Tuesday. So.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to see how he... And I think we talked about him, but he probably would have a resurgence because he's not the guy anymore.
Yeah.
Not wearing a C, not having the big contract. It's just go play hockey.
Yeah.
Because he still had it in him. I'm excited to see him play.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go. Do you want to go?
I'd go.
Okay.
Cool.
Go CO.
Lots to look forward to. So thank you all so much for watching. The After Dark episodes are always fun, and the chat just makes it 10 times more fun. So be sure to hit the thumbs up before you head out, whether you're watching live or later. And if you're listening on audio, rate, review, and subscribe. And if you've never written us a review, take just 2 minutes out of your day to do it. It really means a lot. I go back and read the reviews, and I sincerely appreciate all the kind words. Or you can just hit the 5 stars, and it takes literally 2 seconds. So
Kayla wants us to go till midnight.
No.
The quick answer on that, Caleb, no.
We'll still be here at midnight if that brings you any joy.
CJ, no. OEL will not get booed. He should not.
No.
That'd be
Good grief,
crazy.
no.
That'd be crazy.
I don't think so.
That'd be
Anywho.
crazy.
All right. Well, you can follow us on
might
Twitter.
get booed.
He? Yeah, I might get booed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Boo Craig at
probably
Craig S.
relish
Morgan.
it.
You can boo
You
P
probably
at
relish
S.
it.
Peters Hockey. You can
Like
boo
looking
me
down,
at Leah Merrill.
the
Don't
king
boo
looking down
Danielle
on his
at
plebeians
Abercrombie
up on the
Danielle.
mountain.
You can follow the show at PHNX _ Coyotes, and be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel
We should just
if
have our
you
own
haven't
show.
already. Again, catch us live on Saturday at 2 p.m. And if we don't see you then, enjoy the rest of your 2023, everybody, and we'll see you all soon.
Happy New Year.
We all silly like the mayor.